Good day. Let me present the results of scientific research on the topic, the method of user identification by speech signal. In the research, the method of user biometric identification by speech signal was developed. For it, the class of piecewise stationary random processes was used as the speech signal's mathematical model. The processing methods have been developed according to which the speech signal processing should be carried out on a short time intervals that are equal to several units of main tone periods within the limits of the sliding window. By shifting the window in time according to the jump-like change of the probability characteristics calculated within each window, it becomes possible to detect transitions between individual sounds and select areas of them. When registering a new user with a certain service, the user will need to pronounce a sequence of vowel sounds into the microphone. These sounds will be used to determine the approximate value of the main tone frequency. Next, the user will need to say into the microphone a password. Based on the pre-received value of a main tone frequency, the system will process the record of this word and select the areas in it where its frequency will be present. The value of a main tone frequency, as well as the duration of the calculated time intervals of such areas in a password, and their sequence for a separate word, will be used in the next identification of the user. To determine the main tone frequency, the method of format analysis was used. Then we determined the range of main tone frequency change according to the rule of 3 sigma. Figure 1 shows the recording of a speech signal. For each individual sound, individual values of a main tone frequency were determined. At the next stage, the analysis of time duration of the areas corresponding to vowel sounds was carried out. For this, the recording of the sequence of vowel sounds A was used. Within each sliding window, with a width of 0.1 seconds, a power spectral density distribution was calculated, and the maximum of this spectrum was found in the range of change of main tone frequency. The value of this maximum was displayed on one time axis with the speech signal recording. It can be seen that by this processing method it is possible to determine the areas that correspond to vowel sounds. However, the fronts of such areas are tilted. A threshold function was used which takes two values, namely 0 if the value of the signal is less than or equal to a certain threshold, and 1 if the signal value is greater than the threshold. In this way, the graph in figure 4 turns into a sequence of rectangular pulses, the width of which will correspond to the duration of a separate speech sound. The threshold can be selected from the relationship between the main tone frequency and, for example, the duration of the password. Thus, this value will also be individual for each individual user. For analysis was used the speech signal shown in figure 1. A graph of the presence of maxima in the power spectral density distribution within the corresponding sliding window, and a graph of the threshold function was constructed for it. The threshold value was chosen a priori at the level of 0.1. However, an important question is how difficult it will be to deceive this method when, for example, the test word is spoken by another person. For this, the range of values of a main tone frequency was changed. The corresponding graphs are shown in figure 6. It can be seen that, in this case, graphs are significantly distorted. There are gaps corresponding to the non-detection of sounds, a significant change in the duration of the corresponding intervals of the threshold function, or their loss. Additionally, figure 8 shows the recording of the word so far. At the top of this figure is shown the threshold function. As expected, the method is sensitive and makes it possible to distinguish areas of vowels and vocalized consonant sounds, and is not sensitive to noised sounds. Thank you for your attention.